We are going to start with public versus private behavior. This is a great early topic. Public places versus private places helps us later when working through issues such as masturbation or what parts of our house do we need to have our clothes on in. This is also a skill that you can begin to teach as early as preschool. Here you see the definition for public behavior, which is public is where and when there are more people than just you. Private means you are the only one. So now there's a little bit of tweaking to those definitions, but that's a good place to start. As students begin to get some experience with public versus private behaviors, we know that there are places that are semi-private, and that's a more advanced skill that we can teach as we go through this process. For example, here's how you might explain the rules surrounding private behavior by providing direct instruction. First, we're going to stay calm. It's very important to remain our good, calm behavior as the adult in this situation. We're going to tell the student, where is this kind of behavior appropriate, and when can they engage in private behavior? Some teachers and parents will work out a signal to remind students that the behavior they are engaging in is private behavior, such as handing a Kleenex to a student who is picking their nose. This is an example of how you might use visual supports to teach this topic. These are images of public and private places. You could use them to sort public versus private places. I often encourage families and schools to take real photos of the public and private places that a learner with ASD may encounter in their home and community, so that it makes it more personalized for them. A bathroom is a private place, but there are different levels of private. The bathroom at home is generally very private, or only one person is generally in there. But a bathroom at Walmart with multiple stalls is much less private. So we must remember this when we are teaching private versus public places, that there are levels of private that need to be taught. Tell the learner what they can do versus what they can't do. If the learner with autism is struggling to keep private behavior private, such as touching themselves, provide them with alternative options, such as giving them something to hold or distracting them by doing something else. Don't draw attention to the behavior or make a big deal about their misstep. Remember, this is a learning experience and it will take time. In the next set of slides, we will begin to discuss topics such as menstruation, masturbation, safe touch versus unsafe touch. Some of the images shown may include content that may be not appropriate to young children, so feel free to hit pause and distract your younger children now if you need to. Earlier in our PowerPoint, we talked about how do we teach these skills. Social narratives can be a very effective strategy. These are the basic steps of writing and using your own social narratives. Social narratives are an evidence-based practice that are proven to be effective for learners with autism. Social narratives are descriptive words and photos or clip art type images to guide the individual through real-life experiences. This is an example of a social narrative. Going to the gynecologist can be a very stressful experience. The goal of this social narrative is to help the person understand what to expect. Some people might need more details and some might need less. The nice thing about a social narrative is that they are customizable to your learner. In this example, there is a blank to fill in your child's name. For example, Kim is going to the gynecologist. Kim will feel a slight pinch, but it should not hurt. Kim might feel anxious or worried or uncomfortable. This social narrative is currently a freebie created by the Speech Knob, whose website you can see at the bottom of the slide. The Dropbox link should take you directly to this. This is an example of visual supports to support the learner's independent bathing skills. You might laminate this and keep it in the bathroom to promote the learner to check off each step as they complete them. It is also important that we teach our children or students to be as independent as possible. Remember that this is a visual support, and visual supports must be taught in order to be effective. So in the beginning, the student or child will need an adult to prompt them through how to use this visual support. Also note that the link to this visual support is at the bottom of your screen. It comes from Vanderbilt. There's a version for boys and girls, and I have put additional links to their website at the end of this PowerPoint. This is another great visual support to help us know if we are ready to leave our home or classroom. It provides a nice checkoff list of our appearance and clothing to make sure that the individual is clean and neat. I found this on the Boardmaker Share group, which is a free site. You do not have to have a membership to Boardmaker to access that point. This can help our learner check, are your armpits fresh? Look at your face, is it clean? Look at your clothes, are they neat? And as my mom would always say, have you gone to the bathroom before you leave? And check your undies, are they clean? This visual support is easily printable, and then you can hang it up in your classroom setting or home setting, somewhere to prompt the student or child to remember to check on their appearance before they leave.